All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. So you know me as GeorgeTheGamer, your guide to all things Minecraft. But today we're switching things up a bit. Yeah, we're going on a deep dive into a whole new world. Time travel, sonic screwdrivers, a blue box, bigger on the inside. I think you know where I'm going with this. Doctor Who.
What's really interesting about this, George, is that it's not just about jumping onto a new trend, You're tapping into a passion here, right? I mean, Doctor Who is more than just a show. It's like this huge cultural thing that's been going on for decades, capturing like generations of fans with that crazy mix of science fiction, adventure, and heart.
Yeah, you got that right. Doctor Who has always been close to my heart, and now I'm so pumped to share that love with all of you. This isn't just a Let's Play or a review or something. We're going all in. We're talking about everything. Iconic episodes, characters, you name it. The crazy lore, how it's influenced like all of pop culture. We're exploring it all.
This is where it gets super exciting. For like old school Whovians and people who are just starting out, think of this like your masterclass on the Woniverse. We'll be breaking down episodes, finding all those little details and hints you might have missed. We'll be shining a light on the big players, too. The Doctor, obviously, but also the Daleks, the Cybermen, and can't forget about the companions.
Right, the companions. For those who don't know, they're like the Doctor's partners in crime, helping him out, exploring the universe, always bringing something new to the table. We're going to dig into how they've changed the Doctor's journey and how their relationships show us how the show has grown and changed over time.
And speaking of change, Doctor Who has this one thing that no other sci-fi show has: regeneration. When the Doctor's about to die, he can like regenerate into a new body, a whole new actor, new personality. But deep down, same Doctor, same memories. We'll look at how regeneration lets the show reinvent itself while staying true to itself at the same time.
Like hitting the reset button, but keeping the best parts. Right. Imagine the possibilities. And we are going to be looking at all of them, how each actor brought something new, how they fit into the times, and how regeneration gives the writers all these new stories to tell.
We're also going to unravel the whole story of Doctor Who. This is where we get into the Time War, like this massive war that almost wiped out all the Time Lords, leaving the Doctor as the last one. This event hangs over everything the Doctor does, and we're going to see how it affects the whole story of the show.
Whoa, that's heavy stuff. But Doctor Who is always dealing with big ideas, isn't it? Makes you think, makes you question things. We'll also get into some of the show's more controversial stuff, like the whole timeless child thing. Whether you loved it or hated it, we'll break it down and see how it changes how we see the Doctor.
And of course, we can't talk about Doctor Who without looking at how it's impacted pop culture, right? Doctor Who is everywhere. Music, movies, video games, even science theories. We'll see how it shapes science fiction and how its themes still resonate with us today.
Now, before you think this is just me talking about Time Lords for hours, let me tell you, we're going to make this interactive. We're talking polls, Q&A sessions, maybe even some live streams where you can jump in and chat with us.
Yeah, this isn't a one-way street, right? We want your theories, your favorite episodes, even your criticisms. Think of it like a big adventure we're all going on together, through time and space, learning from each other along the way.
So we've talked about the big picture, right? Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. What can you actually expect in these first few episodes? Got some ideas cooking that I think you guys are really going to dig.
Lay 'em on us. You mentioned that Doctor Who 101, A Beginner's Guide to Time and Space. Sounds like a perfect place to start. But then there's the many faces of the Doctor, monsters and villains, the skiggiest creatures in Doctor Who, and the one that really got me thinking, Doctor Who and Minecraft, creating the TARDIS in-game. What's the plan with these, George?
Well, got to kick things off with a bang, right? What better way than to bring my two worlds together? Doctor Who and Minecraft. Creating the TARDIS in-game is going to be awesome. The ultimate crossover. It's a chance to show how Doctor Who can get those creative juices flowing, even in a game.
Smart move, George. Plays to your strengths, for sure. But it also kind of sets the tone for the whole series, right? It's not just talking about Doctor Who, it's showing how its ideas can work in other places, too. But how are you going to tackle the TARDIS in a world like Minecraft? It's bigger on the inside, breaks all the rules of physics, let alone what you can do in a game.
That's the fun part. Got to get creative. Command blocks, redstone, maybe even some mods if we need them. I'm picturing a TARDIS you can actually walk into in Minecraft. Like the whole interior, maybe even the time rotor in the console.
Now you're talking. And that's what I think is going to make this series so cool. It's not just about spitting out facts. It's about using those facts to make something new and exciting. But we can't forget about the newbies, those folks who are new to Doctor Who 101. A Beginning's Guide to Time and Space is going to be their jam.
You know it. That episode is all about welcoming the newbies, right? Giving them the basics, who the Doctor is, what the TARDIS is, the whole regeneration thing, and of course time travel. But we'll also talk about why the show is so special. It's funny, it's got heart, and it makes you think about big questions, all while giving you awesome adventures.
You're basically opening a door to a whole new universe for them. And once they're through that door, they'll be ready for the deep dive into each Doctor in the many faces of the Doctor. Each one's got their own style. Really curious to hear your take on how these different Doctors have changed the show.
Oh, I'm so ready for that episode. We'll be breaking down everything. Their personalities, their outfits, catchphrases even. How they solve problems, how that reflects the times they were in. But we'll also go deeper, look at their relationships with their companions, their struggles, how those things shaped their whole story.
It's about seeing the Doctor not just as a hero, but as like a real person, with flaws, with weaknesses, with all the baggage that comes with being the last Time Lord. Speaking of things that go bump in the night, we got to talk about monsters and villains, the scariest creatures in Doctor Who. You're walking into dangerous territory here, George. It's going to stir up some strong opinions with this one.
Oh, I know, right? That's what makes it fun. We're ranking the most terrifying creatures in Doctor Who history. And let me tell you, the competition is fierce. We'll look at their design, how they mess with your head, how they show our deepest fears.
Don't want to give anyone nightmares. But really, I think this one could be really insightful. It's not just about being scared. It's about why some monsters stick with us, how they reflect what people were afraid of back then.
Exactly. Some are just creepy, like the Weeping Angels. Can't move when you're looking at them, right? Spooky. But then you've got ones like the Silence. More psychological, preying on what you don't know, what you can't remember. Freaky stuff.
Sounds like you've got a solid plan for these first few episodes, but Doctor Who is huge. How are you going to structure the whole thing?
Well, once we've got the basics down, introduce the iconic stuff, I want to get into more themes, like time travel paradoxes, different timelines, those tough choices the Doctor has to make.
Now we're talking. Doctor Who always brings the big ideas, and I think your gaming background is going to bring something new to those conversations.
For sure. And I'm not shying away from the controversial stuff either. We're diving into the storylines that got people talking, exploring all the different ways to see the Doctor's actions. I want people to really think about the show and have some good debates.
That's what a deep dive is all about, right? Thinking critically, questioning everything, having the conversations that matter. But you've got a lot to cover. How are you getting ready for this massive journey through time and space?
Well, it's been a wild ride already, getting ready for I've been rewatching old episodes, reading articles, you name it, even went deep into those fan forums and wikis. Crazy to see how much there is to Doctor Who and how passionate the fans are.
That's what's so cool about Doctor Who. People really get into it, analyze everything. It's not just a show. It's like a cultural landmark, People are always finding new ways to talk about it and be creative with it.
And I want to be part of that with this series. But I can't do it alone. You know what I mean? That's why I'm going to be relying on all you Whovians out there. Tell me what you think. What are your favorite episodes? What questions do you have? And yeah, even the things you don't like. Bring it on.
That's a good call, George. Getting the fans involved makes your content better, and it makes it feel like we're all in this together, right? It's not just you telling us stuff, it's a conversation.
For sure. And speaking of conversation, I'm hoping to bring on some guests along the way. Real Doctor Who experts, content creators, maybe even some folks who write fan fiction. I think it'd be awesome to get different perspectives on the show, Really get those debates going.
Great idea. Hearing from other Whovians who are just as into it as you are, that's going to add so much to the discussions. But with all this talk about community and working together, let's not forget about your own journey here, George. This is a big change for your channel. It's like a whole new chapter for you as a content creator, right?
Absolutely. This Doctor Who Deep Dive, it's not just a new series for me. It's a chance to go back to something I've loved for years and share it with all of you. And it's a challenge too, I'm stepping outside my comfort zone, learning new things, pushing myself, hopefully bringing something new and fun to the Doctor Who world.
That's what's so awesome about what you're doing. You're not afraid to try new things, to experiment, to jump into the unknown. That's the spirit of Doctor Who and your own journey as a creator, wouldn't you say?
Couldn't have said it better myself. So to all you gamers out there, get ready to step into the TARDIS. And to all the Whovians, get ready for a gaming twist on your favorite universe. This is going to be an epic adventure, and I can't wait to share it with all of you.
So buckle up, everyone. George the Gamer's taking us on a wild ride through time and space. As the Doctor would say, Alonzi.
Geronimo.